Hello again. This is Magdala with a Time for God. We've been talking about the challenges of serving God. And then we talked about the benefits of the challenge that comes. Now I want to talk about the relevance of the challenge in the first place. What's the relevance? I know we've touched on that, but let's go a little deeper today. I hope your day is going wonderfully, and I pray that God gives you grace, mercy, and peace to live this day the way it was intended by God. To have your wonderful day, okay? Now let's dive into it, the relevance of the challenges. The challenges that we face when it comes to serving God helps us ourselves to build our faith. Now that's very important. Remember, without faith, it's impossible to serve God. So the challenges help you build your faith. How? Well, as you go through these challenges, and when you're going through them, aware that you're doing it because of your desire to serve and please God, there's something you find yourself doing more. You find yourself praying, asking for God's help. And as you do, you start to see God's hand. The things that will make you really angry, really frustrated, really anxious, they start to subside. The things that were impossible become somewhat possible. Let's give it a shot. So that helps you build your faith in the God that you're trying to serve. That's one thing, one of the benefits. Another is God has promised. He promised that he will not leave you. In fact, when you read the book of 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 10, God says, after you have suffered a little while, the God of all grace, who has called you to his eternal glory in Christ, will himself restore, confirm, strengthen, and establish you. Don't you consider that a benefit? I do. But then why did he have to wait until I go through all this before he comes? Well, the truth is, the devil say that we cannot serve God faithfully unless God does something, unless God gives us whatever we want. But as long as it's not that way, no human can serve God. And God has said, I made man in my image, in my likeness, to glorify my name. So the challenges afford you the opportunity to prove whose side are you on. But God will not leave you going through the challenges. He promises to walk with you in the fire. He said you will not be scorched. Nothing will happen to you the way it's expected. The fire is supposed to burn you away. But that fire is for a reason. It's not just a fire. It's not a coincidental. No, God allowed it. And that gives you an opportunity to prove that you are on God's side. I hope this was helpful. Now, I still want you to share your experience with trying to do things God's way. And the reason I keep asking this question on every video in this month of May is because I am aware that everybody has had the opportunity to meet some challenges. And a lot of times you say it's just because of God. But nobody knows what that statement meant in that moment but you. It'll be nice if you can share. Once again, this is Magdala with a Time for God. to have you a wonderful day. And remember, this is a time for God. Bye-bye.